everybody, Laura here for Simon Says Stamp. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a fun, colorful project to share with you using products from the latest Let's Chill release. I'm going to start with the Layering Cosmos stencil. It's one stencil, but it packs a lot of punch. You can create cosmos. And on the back of the packaging, there's a little bit of guide, kind of show you how to fit the petals and the stems and all that together. So I'm going to start with petal number 1. They're not numbered, but I just called it that. Using a lot of Post-it tape to mask off around the sides, so I only get the color where I want it to go. Starting with a brand new Pawsitively saturated color. Just came out in the Let's Chill release, Lilac. It's the lightest purple shade in that warm purple color family, and it's beautiful. Okay, so I did the first little bloom. I clean my stencil each time, and then here is the next round of petals that fits in. If you see the guide, it shows you how to piece it together. I'm going to start with Carnation, so I'm going very untraditional with the cosmos. Hey, there's no cosmos police out there. You can live your life, do whatever colors tickle your fancy, and I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens. So I start with Carnation. It's good, but I felt like it wasn't enough. I needed something more. So pulled out Peony, and that gives a little more kick. A little more brightness is what I needed in my life. So we've got the purple pink Cosmo thing happening here, and I love the overlap of the petals with the ink blending. It gives it that translucent look, which is very dreamy. Okay, so here's another set of petals. Again, I go through an absurd amount of Post-it tape. I really do. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do. Okay, this one going in with Grapefruit. And I'm kind of using all different kinds of brushes. Sometimes I pull out the mini ones. I really do love using the original. I like the original. I feel like I get a really smooth blend with it. Sometimes when you want to get in the nooks and crannies, you got to pull out the mini. So here's the Citrine. I did a little Citrine and Grapefruit combination for that one. Little citrusy cosmos. And then here's the next set of petals. You kind of line it up. I really don't think there's any right and wrong way to line it up. Any way you go, it looks fabulous. So again, combination of yellows and oranges for this particular cosmos. I did Google cosmos. I always like to do a quick Google search just to wet my whistle. And I saw different cosmos definitely are very colorful. I don't know if they're like alternating petals colorful like what I got going here. Like off the rails, take me to the circus. But hey, whatever gets you out of bed in the morning. Okay, so we're doing pucker. Now pucker will smack you in the face. So you got to be ready for it. And I am. Okay, so I'm doing one more cosmo. Do like a little cluster of 3. Kind of making a bit of a bouquet, if you will. And what we got here, Peachy. Little Peachy, little pucker, bada boom, bada bing. Now what I'm going to do, Peachy's very, very light, very subtle. I took my red blender brush. I didn't even ink it up. I just used what was left over on it. You can do that sometimes. Little dab of red. And then now the stems. There's a couple different stems to choose from. You can make them long, you can make them short. That's the nice thing about a stencil. You can adapt it, customize it, what have you. Okay, so we have celery. Did I mention I'm using all Pawsitively saturated inks on this project? I am. I'm using a lot of color. And everything that I'm using, all the ink colors, all the products will be listed in the description box below if you're watching this on YouTube. Okay, so the nice thing about this stencil is what I did was I flipped it, and that made the stem go like curving the other way. Little trick of the trade there. So now you've got the stems. I use the same stem, but I just flipped the stencil over, and you can get a little switcheroo on the curvature. And then I'm doing one little extra bit of green for that top flower. I'm not going to bring it all the way down. I'm just kind of connecting it to a previous stem just to make it kind of fit in. I don't want the stems to get too busy. And then there's a couple little leaf images on that Cosmo stencil. Just a little dab. I believe I'm still using celery. I might be using Limalicious. Those are my go-to greens. Celery and Limalicious, just so you know. And I do have my favorites. Peony, celery, limalicious. Love this citrine. I'm using it for the centers of the Cosmo. I'm going very heavy on the bottom, not much on the top. I want a nice, soft, gradient center on the Cosmos. I thought about going black or going dark for the center, but you know what? I'm not a big fan on cards. Like, I know in real life a lot of times the center of flowers are black, but on cards, I don't know. I kind of steer away from doing it. I like to keep it light and fresh. Okay, so I have a panel of ivory cardstock or cream. I'm taking one of the nested dome arches to create a bit of a frame, and just something a little different shape. It kind of just frames it so softly, like so. Now there's some extra hanging off. I'll take that off camera, trim it down. Now for sentiment, I'm stamping this, sending a bit of sunshine, which is from the Kathy Zielske Beachy Keen stamp set. I love Kathy Zielsche's font combinations that she uses. You can see there's 3 different fonts in this sentiment, but it works. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere this all onto a white card base. And then for a little bling, I finished off with some sparkling clear sequins. And this card is finished. Sending a little bit of layered Cosmos sunshine coming your way. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.